Warning, this series, while edited to comply with YouTube community guidelines, is about watching and discussing shocking and controversial films. Episodes may contain discussion and depictions of sex, violence, sexual violence, racism, homophobia, and all other manner of discrimination, as well as generally gross and disturbing content. Viewers' discretion is advised. Okay, so I like to tell you what the next episode's gonna be for Hollow Victories. But that's because there's like a fan vote involved. I don't really need that. I think it's more fun, honestly, if like the next episode's kind of a surprise for people. But I do want to tell you at the end of these episodes what the next episode's gonna be, and then we're just gonna use it as the intro to the next episode.
Okay.
I think that'll be fun.
Sounds good. What's next?
So up next, it's a classic spectacle film, big budget spectacle movie. Big budget erotic spectacle movie. It's Caligula from 1980.
Oh, okay. That's Cinema Snob's favorite movie.
It is.
I'm familiar with this movie. I've never seen it. I've almost seen it a couple of times though. All right.
You probably won't want to watch it after once, so.
Alrighty, Caligula. Let's do it.
I'm not a juvenile delinquent.
Welcome back, sickos. I am eternal. I have existed before the first day and shall exist until the last star falls from the sky. Though I have taken the form of your host, Matt Presents, I am every man as I am no man, and therefore I am a god. And I'm joined today by my co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Video Matt Presents.
No, you're not.
We've made peace. Matt now does also understand how good it feels to yell at horses.
Video Matt Presents is my rival.
I'm Makal.
What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? I'm Chris.
Hey, we got Chris on this episode.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I didn't invite Chris on the first one because I'm like, Chris won't want to do this, and then I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe I could ask. Because I want Chris on this show. I think that'll be fun.
Thank you.
Especially, sitting here watching porn with your friend, that's kind of weird, but watching it with two friends.
Let's get a circle going.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we're watching the film Caligula. This is the brainchild of one Robert Charles Joseph Edward Sabatini Guccione, better known as Bob Guccione. He was an Italian man who founded Playboy rival Penthouse magazine.
Oh.
Now, the relevant run-up to this is that due to A, redefinitions of obscenity, B, the introduction of the Motion Picture Association of America's rating system, particularly the X rating, and just kind of changing tastes in the 70s, there were several very high-profile pornographic films in the 70s, like Deep Throat and Debbie Does Dallas. Those are the two big ones. Guccione, however, wanted something bigger, wanted something more grand. Those were sort of cheap movies. They mostly played at cheap theaters, despite being very, very profitable. He wanted some big, grand epic. And so he tapped Gore Vidal to write a screenplay about Caligula. Now, you two are familiar with Gore Vidal because he wrote the book that Myra Breckenridge is based on.
Oh, yeah.
Probably he is best known for contributing to the film Ben-Hur. I don't believe he is a credited writer on it, but he did write for Ben-Hur. And I guess that's what Guccione was looking for with this film, and that's why he sort of reached out to Vidal. Guccione didn't like Vidal's script. He thought it was too gay.
Oh, no.
He said the only heterosexual sex scene was between Caligula and his cousin. So, changes were made to the script. Gore Vidal was apparently, really obnoxious on set, and eventually he got fired and replaced as writer. although I believe the film does still bear his name. It was directed by one Mr. Tinto Brass. This is probably not the last Tinto Brass movie we watch on this show. He was a quite controversial director, although this was certainly his most controversial film. Not really hard to figure out why, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you guys my biggest criticism of this film right up top, just to, kind of give you a warning about where we're going with this one. This film has entirely too many orgy scenes. The first one starts and you're like, alright, yeah, orgy scene. But by the time you're rounding the 2-hour mark and they're starting another fucking orgy scene, you're like, oh my god, stop, we get it.
Put that thing away, mister.
And I have a much higher tolerance for sex in movies than most people, so if even I think this is too much, that should tell you something.
This is just gonna be a blurry screen the entire video.
Not the entire video.
Man, one orgy scene is fine, but 3,
It's more than 3.
I only like orgy scenes if food is having the orgy.
Yeah, that was a movie.
Talking about sausage party.
You're talking about Food Fight, right?
Yeah, the orgy at the end of Food Fight.
Yeah, with Dex Dog Detective.
In the shit weasel.
Yeah.
Number one thing that I find notable about Caligula, as someone who hasn't seen it, is that it is Cinema Snob's favorite movie. That's all I know about it. And that made me think it was probably a really good movie, and then I looked it up and it has a 22%. We'll see. Reviews are wrong. Sometimes.
I think the critical response to this has largely been, moralistic finger-wagging. Not that there aren't problems with the film. Not that the film is a great, perfect movie and the critics are just universally wrong. I just I think most of it is finger-wagging.
Okay.
Anyways, would you guys like to watch the movie?
No.
I guess. This movie has Professor Cornwallis in it, right?
It does, yes. It stars Malcolm McDowell. Definitely not the last time he will show up on this show.
Could Clockwork Orange show up on it?
Definitely. I think Clockwork Orange is a definite episode.
I actually do really like that movie.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Mostly this show is about film controversy.
Oh, okay.
And that was a very controversial film.
I thought it was about hardcore depravity.
I don't think Caligula is really that gross. Just, very, very... Actually, I take that back. It is a little gross. But not like Pink Flamingo's gross. It's mostly just sexual.
Uh-huh. Maybe a little squeamish at points.
Yeah.
Alright, that's too much. Turn it off. Turn it off.
We're not going to talk about how this guy just hit her with his ass.
Playfully.
He is the Emperor of Rome. You're allowed to do that when you're the Emperor of Rome.
Darling Lucy.
It's the music from the ending of Ice Age 2.
I tell you, when I see Caligula, I think Ice Age 2. Now, there are multiple cuts of this. There's an R-rated cut. Although I think that kind of defeats the purpose.
Uh-huh.
A little.
How much does the R...
I couldn't tell you. I think it's at least an hour.
Kind of like how harsh that cut is to the intro. Kind of like a creepy image.
Yeah, the R-rated cut is almost an hour shorter. It's an hour 41. To this cut's 2:35.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, not
Super Mario
Theseus.
Brothers! There it is, Matt. There's this one.
Well, this is a classic piece.
I know.
Yeah, it's part of the Interstellar suite.
Right.
I sincerely doubt Richie has ever seen Caligula, and even if he did, I don't think he'd reference it in stupid Mario Bros.
Look, I would not be surprised if Richie watched Caligula, but...
We just keep watching, and we were like, oh wait, most of the score was in Stupid Mario Brothers.
That'd be hilarious.
It's like Donnie Darko all over again.
You're just weirdly wow, this film is really... There's dialogue in here from Stupid Mario Bros.
He's only large.
But tiny where it counts. How do you know?
I fucked him.
Probably.
What's better than this? Just guys being dudes.
Just hanging out.
Just dudes being guys.
Oh, see, Chris, you could have let Milo watch this. This is a baby movie.
Baby Geniuses 4, Caligula.
Baby Geniuses 4 was Baby Geniuses in Space. You're thinking of Baby Geniuses 6.
There's 6? There's 5?
There's 5. Malcolm McDowell was not the only big-name actor in this. It's a Peter O'Toole there. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this. John Gielgud? He's in a lot of stuff. Oh, and also Helen Mirren. She shows up later. She was also in Prince of Egypt.
Wow. Yeah, parts of this movie, just with the sets, will remind you a little bit of Prince of Egypt ever so slightly. Because of some epic dance moves.
That kid's just out.
The other one is Witness in this movie.
Little boots.
The, slight baby cooing in the background is weirding me out.
Yeah, right?
Uncle!
What a wacky comedy!
I know. I'm looking forward to more great laughs.
This is just like how in the Brady Bunch hour, one of the Brady kids always fell in the pool.
How is the movie being too gay one of this person's concerns if there's already been 200 dicks shown in the movie?
Right.
More conviction!
Is this orgy number 1?
Yes. See, but I like the lead into this one. Right? He shouts more conviction, they snap the whip, and everyone starts fucking harder.
It's got good music. This is all solid stuff so far. That guy's just doing it the classic way.
The classic way?
Imagine everybody just being in a room where everyone's doing crazy fucking shit, and then you're just standing in the corner jacking off.
Well, I kind of feel like that would be equally weird.
I mean, that's a neat set. It
is.
Just compliment in the movie. It's a very interesting set, actually.
I wish I could show it.
It looks like a giant penis head behind him. Yep, okay, that shot, I saw it. I saw the whole statue.
There's so much phallic-shaped stuff in this movie.
It's can you find them all?
Disney does hidden Mickeys, this one does hidden penises.
Hidden dickies.
Why is it so wet? Blood is not that watery.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know the phrase blood is thicker than water?
It's like the blood in Prince of Egypt, where it's just kind of water.
Wow, this movie is just like Prince of Egypt.
In so many ways. I will be honest, that one stabbing shot made me more squeamish than I thought it was going to be. I think it's just because the guy's, partially naked. I don't know, that makes it worse. Has a movie ever made either of you guys throw up, or did one at least come close?
I think the closest anything ever came was, Gaspar Noé's Irreversible.
I haven't seen that, but I'd like to. Oh boy, though.
I kinda hate it. It's the one Noé film I don't really like.
Mm-hmm.
The Greasy Strangler.
That should be on the show. It really should be. I've heard so much.
Yeah, that one definitely has potential for this series. I've got it on the list.
It's just the concept is gross.
Raw almost made me fucking throw up at school while I was watching it. And it's a great movie. I love that movie. But it's there's a scene where it's not even that gory is the thing. It's not that gory at all, but it is just so slow and detailed. And with the music and the way it's shot, I felt like I was gonna fucking throw up. And I do think this scene's doing it. I know you say it's gonna get really painful, but one, it's so interesting to see the way they're doing the orgy scene, but they're also they are moving the story through it too. They're not bringing the movie to a halt to do it. So far so good. It's not my type of movie necessarily, but so far I could see why someone would like this.
This movie was controversial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those people that said it was controversial are little bitches.
Little bitches.
Like, I mean, this movie could get, like, way worse, but I feel like,
They only saw the opening scene where the guy hit her in the face with his ass, and they were like, "No!
No!
Turn it off!"
I don't know. I feel like they're a lot more aggressive against, like, unsimulated sex on film.
I mean, a movie just having a sex scene in general can, like, rile up the right crowd, even if, like, especially back then.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like, the topic matter definitely could make people squeamish and stuff. I'm not even
talking about squeamish. I'm talking about your highly Christian, conservative families that...
Oh, no, those people are squeamish about that shit. If you know what I mean.
You must be the master of your own destiny. Take it with both hands.
Is he that big? Can he take it with both hands? Is that an okay joke to make?
Is that even a joke in this case?
It's more of a question.
You can't make sex jokes about Caligula. It's Caligula.
Look, I don't know Caligula's dick size, okay? Jesus.
You will by the end of this, I bet.
You have to make not sex jokes about this. You have to make jokes about people not.
I hope he
fucking.
marries that chick he just touched her tits. That wouldn't be cash money.
That would be the polite thing to do.
This is a weird episode of Bible Man, guys.
Yeah, Matt, didn't you just get done watching VeggieTales before this?
Yes.
How do you think God would feel about that?
I
think
makes God very angry.
I think God likes Caligula. It's maybe a little overly long, a little full of itself, but, you know, he's okay with it.
I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
You hear?
Why does every old man in, like, these types of movies sound like Scar from The Lion King?
Because that's just how... that's what happens when you become an old man at a point.
Oh my god, you think Scar had orgies with the hyenas?
Absolutely.
What else would he have been doing?
Why else do you think there's nothing but lionesses when he got
Michael,
Yeah.
Michael, you are writing furry fanfic right now.
Oh, okay.
We knew it would come to this. Spidey Norman was the start.
I didn't say stop. Keep going.
Okay. Let's see. So Timon and Pumbaa show up. We can pick another Disney movie. Robin Hood.
See, I could kind of see this as like Prince John from Disney's Robin Hood as Caligula, and you know, obviously King Richard would have to be Tiberius.
How the fuck would Disney adapt Caligula?
Are you going to be able to show any of this movie?
This part's okay, there's just
Some of
rock.
it.
This is still okay? Okay, now it's not okay.
Oh hey, it's our background.
Yeah, I was about to say that actually. Is it actually the background though?
No.
Okay.
No. This feels like those paintings you see from like the Middle Ages of what hell looks like.
Man, this is a weird Green Lantern movie.
See, now he's got the power ring that lets you remove people's dicks. It's just like Spaceballs.
Okay, so I keep hearing people complain that we can't make a Blazing Saddles, but why can't we make a new Caligula? Come on, Caligula 2023, guys. Let's go.
Actually, they did recently just, like, make a new cut of the film that I think is slightly longer, actually. So yeah, there is a Caligula 2023. I mean, it's just this Caligula again, but it's an alternate cut of this one. Okay, here's my new pitch, right? You make like, Caesar Augustus a lion, and then you make Tiberius like a mountain lion, and then you make Caligula like a house cat.
Oh. I see. Now, what do you replace the orgy with?
In the Disney movie?
An orgy.
I don't know, man. I think the orgy's gotta stay.
Look.
Disney's just gonna have to live with that.
Let Disney have an orgy scene. Let people get outraged for a legit reason.
Caesar, Caligula.
Take place down there.
I mean, consort.
Oh, what a quirky comedy.
Oh, ho, ho.
Come on, with the tiger, leopard, whatever in the bed. Come on. Have some decency.
Yeah.
It's just like Pee-wee's Playhouse. The wall has a face.
Oh, yeah.
All things that happen are possible, Longinus. Make the impossible.
Is that his name? I'm sorry I'm like 12, but Jesus.
Yeah, there's some real biggest dickus energy there.
Yeah, see, they didn't cut out into the gay stuff.
I mean, the movie's still a little gay. He was just worried it was too gay.
Justice must always be impartial. That is so, Kyria.
Is this how the court system works in America?
No, see, in America, it's stacks of money.
Oh!
And whoever has the heavier stack of money wins.
That makes so much sense.
Oh, they're jerking off together. Oh, wait, never mind.
Friendship.
This is like church. They pass the basket around.
Wherever I am, Rome is.
Oh, okay, guy.
There is the Senate.
Okay, now that's just disrespectful.
Too much. Too much.
Disgusting.
Come on. Fuck, dude.
He's like a new puppy. You gotta, like, train him. He doesn't know any better.
The Emperor of Rome, like a new puppy. I am super terrified. I hear Milo outside the door. I am super terrified.
Well, it's a historical film. It's educational. Don't you want Milo to learn about Emperor Caligula?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm going to marry you.
You can't. We're not Egyptians.
I believe marriage is between a man and an Egyptian.
Yeah, this is still pretty gay. I mean, I get my comment falls upon deaf whatever, because this definitely can't be shown.
Well, not so much deaf, just blind.
Yeah, yes. Please be careful, my guy. You're in front of fire.
The movie just fucking abruptly ends with him dying from being caught on fire.
There were, like, a lot of Caligula ripoffs after this movie.
Why?
Like, because this movie, like, made a shitload of money, and it was, like, super controversial, and people just, like, wrote off the Caligula name. There were, like, a couple fake Caligula sequels. There was, like, a Caligula 2 and a Caligula 3, neither of which were official.
You know, Malcolm McDowell is really good at playing just, like, truly despicable characters.
He is.
I'd
He
say
really
Professor
is.
Cornwallis is still his most despicable.
My personal favorite Caligula cash-in is a Nazi love camp movie called Last Orgy of the Third Reich, or something to that effect. But the alternate title it released under was Caligula Reincarnated as Hitler.
Oh.
This is a cool scene. I like this scene.
Yeah, this is interesting. How do you win that sport? You just get your head chopped off?
Imagine taking your, like, partner to this as a date.
No, you take your partner to this on a leash. You let another guy hold the leash and then flirt with your sister the whole time.
Just like, you fucking dick. You piece of shit. Why not at this point? Your head's gonna get chopped off. Say horrible shit to him. Now, how many heads do they get in order to play this game? Like, are they able to play it every day, or do they have to wait a week or two? If they don't have enough enough contestants, do they just have to execute some people by random?
Yeah, it's just they get people from the audience, you know? It's like those game shows.
Alright, we're gonna need 5 people from the audience, and everybody just starts freaking the fuck out.
Melissa Robinson, come on down!
Is my guy throwing up over the background?
He is.
Jesus Christ! I don't know why that's my, like, limit.
Puke is gross.
It is.
I think I can probably handle many things throw up as I think, where I'm like, oh, okay.
That's why the logo for the show is a barf bag. An implied to be used barf bag.
First person to throw up on the show wins.
I'm prepared to give you guys an out. If there's ever an episode you guys are like, oof, I'm not feeling this one, man, you can tap out.
Are we allowed to tap out if we just find it really boring? I don't necessarily find this movie that boring. It's definitely not the type of thing I would watch, but like the set design and weirdness definitely does keep it more engaging.
Yeah, the people of Rome really wanted this. They were all like, hey, Caligula, we'd really appreciate it if you would, like, fuck that dude's wife on his wedding night.
Yeah. And also, like, fist him straight up.
Yeah. We held a vote. They all said it's what needed to happen.
It was unanimous.
I'll be honest, it's not going as slow as I remember it. Maybe it is gonna get that way in the back half. Maybe the last hour I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm fucking ready for this to end. I've been ready for this to end for like an hour now. But
Yeah.
we'll see. Just currently, it's kind of breezing along. Like, nothing has happened so far that I'm like, oh, why are we still on this? Girls kissing.
Fucking
Ew, that's gay.
Leonardo DiCaprio has cited Caligula as an influence on his performance as Jordan Belfort in The Wolf in Wall Street. Honestly, I can see that.
Yeah, I guess Wolf of Wall Street is like the modern day Caligula.
In a lot of ways. A little bit less lustful than this movie, but...
Yeah, it's a lot less pornographic, but it is.
You could imagine his
It's
character...
the essence.
You could imagine his character doing that and it just being edited out.
I don't know, this was kind of weird, because it's just like, oh, we're gonna fuck. It's not even like anyone, like, is like, watching them or, like, demanding that they fuck. It honestly feels, like, weirdly tame, considering everything that's happened.
You know, I was gonna mention that, like, it's weird. It's the weirdest sex scene in this movie right now.
But that's the thing, it's like the most normal sex scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Just two women eating each other out, that's pretty normal, I think.
Yeah.
But that sets it apart from every sex scene up to this point. Caligula nominated a horse to be a governor.
Hell yeah.
Allegedly. It's possible some of the stuff about Caligula was made up after his death to make him sound worse.
Dance!
Dance.
I want a techno song that just samples these two yelling dance.
She's coming.
Without me?
Do you hear that, little boots? You're going to live.
Little Boot. The movie's not Caligula, it's Little Boot.
That's the,
That's like a wildly different title.
that's like the Playhouse Disney version of it.
Playhouse Disney's Little Boots.
No wonder life's so dull.
Yes, Lord. Oh, no, Lord.
Yo, he be ballin'. Weird basketball scene commences. Caligula's Space Jam.
We are now 2 for 2 on castration in these movies. Maybe 3 if you count Cannibal
Don't feed that to
Holocaust.
the dog.
Dogs can have a little sausage as a treat.
Yeah. Oh, sex ed time.
Is there like a live birth in this film, or is that just like...
I doubt it. This might be kind of an overwhelming way to deliver a baby for a movie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Caesar begs you, almighty goddess. Caesar.
Uh-oh, the gods don't like you.
That was like a direct fuck you from the gods. She went to Acorn Heaven in Ice Age 2.
This is just like The Room.
There's similarities.
The sex is better in this movie. They know
Yeah.
where the vagina actually is.
Start sticking it in the belly button
A little too
immediately
well.
after you say that.
I mean, but if they did that in this movie, it'd be like a weird fetish thing.
Right.
During which time, anyone who laughs, bathes, dines with his parents or children, or has intercourse, will be sentenced to death.
Fuck, man.
The ultimate try not to laugh challenge.
Ah, Little Boots, what have you got yourself into this time?
I have existed from the morning of the world, and I shall exist until the last star falls from the night. Although I have taken the form of Caius Caligula, I am all men as I am no man, and therefore I am a god.
You know, I feel like if you look hard enough, you can find somebody screaming this on Twitter unironically.
It's me. I do that. Oh, this is just like gym class when we all get under the big umbrella. Yeah, I'm gonna take back what I said a little. I think the orgy scenes are, like, mostly well done. Is it a tad excessive? Maybe.
They're at least interesting always. They always have new shit to show.
Yeah, I still stand by the people that were prudes about this are little bitches.
My biggest problem with the movie is it's, like, too long in other ways. Like, I just think that...
All the political stuff. Maybe not all. There's, like, some political stuff in this I do kind of like, but, like, it maybe spends a little too much time on it.
So, in other words, the same complaint that Star Wars fans have about the prequels.
Absolutely. Sure. This is just like the prequels.
It's basically the same movie.
How the fuck did they cast for this movie?
Well, it was produced by, you know, the guy who ran Penthouse. So,
okay.
I assume a lot of these are Penthouse contributors.
Like, I was thinking, like, just, you know, somebody comes in, they see a casting call for this, and they're like, yeah, I didn't get the role, my dick wasn't big enough.
What is your preference?
Everything and nothing, Caesar.
You can't have both for the same price.
Hey, let him be ace.
Yeah.
Asexual biromantic. We approve.
Papyrus, Cain, divine Caesar?
Yes, Papyrus. Don't be so stupid, Kyria. Order my army to attack and destroy that Papyrus.
Oh, they're gonna kill Papyrus. That's a bad idea. That makes Sans super hard.
Yeah. Nah, Sans only fights you can kill everyone.
Wait a minute. Are you guys married? You know I don't approve of premarital sex.
This is where he becomes Christian all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, just him slamming the child into the stairs was like... Like, that's such a weird way to kill a child. It's something you would do with, like, a baby doll, right? Just grab it by the legs and smack its head into something. See, this was secretly a horse girl movie. Well, that was Caligula. What you guys think?
I liked it more than I thought I was going to, based on the very little context I had. I think it's too long, but I do think there's a lot that works about it. I think there's some, like, really great scenes in this, and it is kind of, like, all the orgy stuff is kind of fun to make jokes over, but they're also creative orgy scenes. Like, they're visually interesting. It is, like, the first one's probably the best one just because of the set, but there's also scenes that drag on like crazy and didn't need to be in there, period, or could have been trimmed by like half of it, maybe. But yeah. I mean, I think the ending is really good, honestly.
Yeah. How about you, Chris?
You know I'm a devout Christian. How the fuck dare you show me this?
Malcolm McDowell does do like a really good performance in this. Like, he's a huge piece of shit, but he's really good as that huge piece of shit.
I mean, he brings a likability to a very despicable character.
Mm.
In all seriousness, I thought this would be, like, way more depraved. And I said that, like, the people that were, like, prudes about this are little bitches, and I completely stand by that.
I
get it. It was good. I liked it.
I get it I get why people... I mean, there are people who have issue with just, like, porn on the face of it. So this is,
I get it.
High budget, high profile porn. Of course it's gonna get attacked.
I mean, yeah, but isn't that what, like, film's about, is to be, like, provocative and to be art, and this is definitely art as fuck?
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
If you want to make a movie, especially on something like this, you need to have some fucking balls, you know? I said...
And there was a lot of that in this movie.
I'll say that figuratively, but it's like, you know...
And literally.
Yeah, like, I don't think it holds back, but I also there's movies where they, like, get a little excessive with things. I don't even know if I would argue this movie is excessive. It feels like it's doing what it needs to do for these scenes. I just think it goes on too long. Excessive and too long are two different things.
I honestly, weirdly, I liked it better on the rewatch than I did the first time. And that's weird, because it feels like a film that should not be very rewatchable, but I think it was, actually.
I do also think sometimes it helps to watch with people. Like, if you, like, I've definitely seen a movie that I didn't really care for, and then I rewatched it with someone who did like it, and just, like, making little comments here and there were able to get me, like, more into it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this was really well done. Yeah. From how people talk about it, I thought it'd be like dog shit.
22%. And I get why it's there. It's because of people who are probably sensitive to what it is. But a 22% is insane.
Okay, look. I feel like the thing though is that if you don't know who or like, I know nothing about Caligula, and yet I knew that this was gonna be fucking wild. Like, that's on you. If you're gonna be like sensitive. I'm sorry, if you're gonna be upset about, like, what, did you want this to be sanitized? Like, what the fuck were you expecting?
Right. Me saying I understand is a understanding of why, not a, like, it's an understanding of why it's like that, not an agreement of why it's like that.
No, I get it. I feel like, honestly, though, if you're one of those people that's like, I don't like Caligula because of all the adult stuff, and I'd be like, you could have not watched it, though. I think I judge you more for watching it and knowing that you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, because it's like, it's pretty blatant. I mean, erotic movie is one of the tags it has for genre. It's there's enough of a heads up. And honestly, even if you went into it completely blind, knowing nothing about it, very early on, you'd be able to tell if you wanted to keep going or not.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a very, very good level of, like, technical filmmaking on display in the film. It is a very well-made film. It is exceptionally well made to the end of being very pornographic. I get why that rubs people the wrong way, but, like, you have to appreciate the craft here. Right, this is an exceptionally well-made movie.
Yeah, but also it's like these things, and I agree with you 100%. But even like with that, it's like these things are part of life, so they shouldn't be off limits to make a movie about.
I think it's like kind of well written too. I get that, like, naturally the story has to arrive at having a lot of sex scenes, and also some of it can get pretty bogged down in some of the political stuff. But at the same time, like, I think Caligula has an interesting arc as, like, a political figure, right? Like, you see him constantly, at every turn, fucking people over.
Yeah.
To, like, maintain his position. And sometimes just because he wants to. Sometimes just because it struck him that day that, like, I'm gonna go fuck with this dude.
It's a good study of, like, how long can you push people? How long can their fear of you work? Like, you know, like, because eventually someone's gonna take their chances.
I think he starts to get upset at people for, like, not pushing back harder. Like, by the end of it, he's like, what's going on? Like, why hasn't anyone killed me yet?
I feel like it's just really fun to watch. Like, just the whole acting on almost everybody's part was, like, good.
Yeah, there wasn't a performance in the movie that stood out to me as bad or anything. I think everyone did good. I definitely think, you know, Malcolm McDowell, like, he steals the fucking show here, but that's, you know, I shouldn't even say he steals the show. It's about him. He was the show.
Yeah.
He did so good he stole his own show.
Everyone else is there just sort of to, like, move Malcolm McDowell's story along.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know about revisiting it unless it's a different cut, just because it's like, I'm not even saying I need to watch the R-rated cut. I'm saying, like, if there's a cut that actually brings something different to it, because I did read a little bit about this 2023 cut while we were watching this. The director is quoted, he is not happy about this new cut, but Malcolm McDowell is, like, saying he feels like people are finally seeing what his performance was meant to be after 47 years. So that's a pretty good praise from him.
Interesting.
Yeah, the director's 90 years old. Maybe he's just out of it.
He also might be just mad because that may not been the vision.
my understanding is the end product is much closer to like what Bob Guccione wanted than what Tinto Brass wanted even. But perhaps Tinto Brass prefers the Guccione cut to the more Gore Vidal geared cut.
I think that's cool that we have that, though. I wish more films kind of did that. I know it sounds weird, but, like, there's, like, some film conflicts, and, you know...
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the movie.
Oh, I know. I still think it'd just be cool to have
Southland
it, like, if
Tales.
they, like...
Oh, it was Showgirls the one that was going to have the really long...
Both had really long cuts planned. But I'm thinking about, like, Apocalypse Now, where it's, like, the extended cuts add so very little.
Yeah.
I feel like, for somebody that likes that movie, it's good, though.
I mean, yeah, but I also feel like you could just release, like, hey, here's the deleted scenes. You don't have to put them back in the movie.
Oh yeah, I think that there should be, like, obviously, like, a theatrical cut and then, like, the director's cut. Like, one of my favorite movies is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I absolutely love the director's cut version of it.
That is a good movie, but I've only seen one cut of it.
Good movie. I also feel like there are movies like Blade Runner where, like, the alternate cuts kind of save the movie.
Yeah.
For this episode of Sickest Shit You Ever Saw, for my co-hosts Matt Schdackle and Chris here, I'm Matt Presents. Until next time, get more out of life. Watch a fucked up movie.